In this video, we will briefly go through the general requirements for records and reports under cGMP Part 211. Maintaining accurate records and reports is a critical part of pharmaceutical manufacturing. Any production, distribution or control record which is required for compliance of a specific batch of the drug product should be kept for at least 1 year after the expiration date of the batch. For over-the-counter drug products, records should be retained for 3 years after distribution. All records should be readily available during the retention period for authorized inspection and review. When redaction techniques, like microfilming, are used, there should be a reader and photocopying options. Written records should be maintained and evaluated at least annually to determine whether changes are needed in manufacturing, specifications, or controls. There should be written records of major equipment cleaning, maintenance and use which should be included in the individual logs for the lot number of each batch. If equipment is dedicated to a single product, separate logs may not be required when batches follow a numerical sequence. Records on component, drug product container, closure and labeling should contain information about shipments, suppliers, tests and examinations, inventory, review of labeling and disposition after rejection. Master production and control records should be maintained to assure uniformity from batch to batch. They should contain information like strength, dosage, weight of active ingredients, any specific quality characteristics, calculations of weight and yield, labeling and production instructions. Each batch should have batch production and control records. This should accurately reflect the master record and document all significant steps. These steps could include any equipment used, identification of components and in-process materials, in-process and lab controls, yield, labels control, sampling and results of investigations and others. Production and control records, including labeling and packaging, should be reviewed by the quality unit before the batch is distributed. Any discrepancies should be investigated regardless whether or not the batch is distributed. Laboratory records should include the data from all tests done to assure compliance with specifications and standards. They should have statement of methods used. Any modifications should be justified. The distribution records should contain name, strength, dosage, name and address of consignee, date and quantity shipped, and lot or control numbers of the products. There should be a procedure for handling written and oral complaints. They will include procedures for investigation of potential failures and for evaluation of adverse events have to be reported to FDA. Written complaint records regarding drug products should be kept for at least 1 year after the batch expiry date or 1 year after the complaint, whichever is longer. In the case of over-the-counter drug products, written complaint records should be kept for 3 years after the distribution of the product. If there are no investigations of the complaints, there should be written records why they were found not to be necessary. Thank you for watching. Please contact us if you would like more information.